Hi guys, so just an update on the water damage situation. Just a recap, in June what happened was I was using the hose outside. The faucet outside was connected to the sink, the plumbing underneath the sink, and there was a pipe that had burst and all the water had, instead of going outside, came inside and had damaged the drywall ceiling of my garage and also wet the insulation. So anyway, here's the part that comes after last week's part.
So after taking a section here down, section there, I decided to take the whole panel down. Let's take a look at the pipe. You can see that some of it is insulated and some of it is not. You may also notice that the insulation bat is installed wrong. The paper side should be up against the floor. Coming to look at the oil pipes here, you can see there's a little bit of light shining through. If I turn off the lights, you can see, yep, there's lights, and I need to spray it with some spray foam so light and air cannot come in. And here's the pile of old insulation, and some of it is kind of moldy there, which is a mess, and I'll clean it up. And don't worry, I am wearing a mask.
So I wasn't gonna do a section of the wall because, the pipes weren't there and I don't really care. But then I looked at the section of the drywall and it kind of looked dampish, wettish. So, okay, I'll give it a shot. I'll open up and see what happens. But as soon as I did, notice, yep, that was what's in there. And it's completely wet. Yes, I did kind of poke my finger through a little hole. There was a little hole there, and I noticed that it was damped as well. And opening it up, this is what it looks like. So I guess it was a good decision to open that up because there was still a lot of water there. And look, ugh, that looks so bad. Hi, so updating what I've been doing in the garage. I cut these holes over here so I could pull the insulation through without having to take the whole section down. I also cut that hole as well. It might seem easy, but it is not. And what I had to use was a oscillating tool, and you can see pretty dusty here. Yeah, so I'm gonna take a break now and see back here, this over here. Don't know why the color went like that. This over here is insulation, and I will be starting to put those insulation up. Alrighty, okay, that's it for now. Hello, I finally finished putting all the insulation in. Ta-da, and you can see on the back. That's in, that's in, that is in, that is in, that is in, and these are all in. Time for me to go take a shower because wearing this thing makes me really, really hot. And you can see I'm so sweaty. Alright. So I had decided that I was going to have the contractor do the work. He gave me a really good quote, so I said, okay, go ahead and do that. I didn't want to have to deal with lifting up the drywall and everything like that. So now it is done. Voila! I have a complete ceiling for my garage. Let's go and take a look. So it took them 3.5 hours to finish all this, and they also drywall everything. I said I was gonna paint it over myself. But if I had to do this, it'd probably take me like maybe 3 days instead of 3.5 hours. But they did a very nice job. So that's it for part 2 of my water damage. I don't think I'm gonna do a part 3. You don't need to watch me paint the ceiling. All right. Yay, it's all done. Bye guys. Bye.